Hi everyone, welcome to After Class,
a podcast by two passionate adult ballerinas about all things adult ballet related.
and some random thoughts in between.
We're so glad you're here.
So grab your water bottle
Or a cup of coffee.
and join us for a quick chat after class.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the After Class podcast. So I have some fun news. My co-host Elena has officially had her baby, which we are so excited about. But that means that she is taking some well-deserved time off from the podcast and is doing a little maternity leave. So today I am so excited because we have Maggie back on the podcast. Some of you who've been with us since the beginning will remember that we interviewed her early on when we started, and she is back to co-host with me today. So welcome, Maggie.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited. Today, we are going to talk about ballet fashion, styling. Both of us absolutely love clothes and ballet fashion. I think Maggie, if you follow her on Instagram, you know, has some of the absolute best outfits on the internet.
You.
Yes, you truly do, honestly. I think you're like an icon within the adult ballet space. So we're so excited to have you. But also on the flip side of that, we know that dancewear is not always the easiest space to navigate in terms of inclusive sizing. So as much as we have that shared love for it, it can also be difficult. And many of us don't have the stereotypical ballerina body. We have boobies and bums, as I like to say. So today we're going to talk about some of the challenges of traditional dancewear sizing, and then also how to build a ballet wardrobe that you love. Because as I mentioned, Maggie is an expert at building a ballet wardrobe that is amazing, colorful, fun. So she's going to give us some fun tips on that. So Maggie, so excited to have you.
So excited to talk about this. I'm such a clothes horse. I love fashion. I love putting outfits together. It just brings me so much joy.
It really is so fun. And we know that a lot of you guys listening also love your ballet clothes, your ballet wardrobe, and building a wardrobe. So Maggie, I would love if you could start off just by sharing why specifically you love ballet fashion and kind of like your ethos, I guess, when it comes to dressing for ballet, like the things that are important to you, the things that you look for.
Okay, well, when I first started ballet, I love the aesthetic, the pink, the black, the femininity, and I really leaned into that. And the more I went into the ballet aesthetic world, the more I noticed different colors, different patterns. And to me, the most important thing is finding something that speaks to me, color-wise, pattern-wise, color combination together, and is comfortable and fits and makes me feel like my best self when I'm dancing. Because that's really what it's about, is showing up to class feeling like you can do your best because you're at your best.
Yeah, I think that that's something that everyone deserves to feel. You know, it's like I want every person, every woman to be able to walk into class and not only enjoy the experience of taking class, but to feel really good in their bodies. And that's something that I think great dancewear can do. But as I mentioned before, it can also really be challenging. Like I know we've talked about as adults, we are shaped differently than a lot of times the 14-year-olds that are on the pre-professional track. You know, we do not have the same bodies usually as they do. So it can be hard.
And, those are so often the models for, companies selling leotards and other dancewear. So it's one thing to look at this dancer who has been dancing since they were 6 years old and have this beautiful ballet aesthetic. And how does that leotard look on them? And how's that going to look on me? And I think a lot of us have that frustration, I guess.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, I think, as an adult who is already predisposed to enjoy fashion and shopping to go on a website and be looking at things and be not seeing anyone wearing the clothes that looks like me. You know, you're like, oh, that looks really beautiful, but like you said, how is that going to look on me? Because I have a very different shape. So from your perspective, what do you think are some of the most common challenges when it comes to finding size inclusive dancewear? Are there things that you kind of repeatedly see, like maybe that there's not enough support or the styles are boring, just things like that? What are the common challenges that you experienced?
Absolutely. The biggest challenge I've had is just like going to a website and the first thing I check is their size chart and seeing the size chart and going, awesome, they have my size. And then looking at all of the available leotards and dancewear and going, oh, but I have to get it custom made, or they have it in my size, but it's plain and it's boring.
Yeah.
And or it's like a very conservative style, which I might not necessarily want to go for, something like long sleeves or mostly like long sleeves and very like covered up. I'm not about that.
Yeah. I feel like I want something fun.
Exactly. I want something fun, and like 15 minutes into class, I'm going to regret wearing the long sleeves. So.
Yeah, totally. Hi friends, just wanted to remind you that thebusybunhead.com is now live, so make sure you head over and check that out. It is a hub for all things adult ballet. Right now we have published a list of all the adult ballet intensives happening in 2025, so make sure you go check out the website and find your next adult ballet intensive. Something that I've experienced with this too is it's so hard with ballet sizing because it's so, I don't know what the right word is, but like distorted from regular clothing. It's like even when a brand offers, a quote unquote extended range of sizes, it's often really not that inclusive, because it's like when a size large is what a standard size small would be in street clothes, by offering a 2XL, you're really not offering much, because that's like what a normal size large would be. And so I think that's such a challenge with dancewear, because I have found, I don't know if you would agree with this, that even a lot of brands that say that they have inclusive sizing, I don't know if that's totally accurate.
Right. They have ballet inclusive sizing, which is different than like a standard street size inclusive sizing, like you said.
Yeah.
It's a little disheartening, actually, like to go on the website and go, okay, like I might be a mid-sized person, but in the ballet world, I am like, dear God, plus size. Like, okay, sure, I'm going to buy this in a 3X, but I have to try to put my ego aside and go, this will fit me the best. And so I'm just going to buy it, even if my ego's a little bruised by like buying that largest size. And so often, some of us who are bigger, we have to just buy the biggest size, hope for the best, because you never know.
Yeah, and I think it's like PSA to dancewear brands, we're all having to overcome so much already to get ourselves in a leotard to the studio. Like, if you could not make it harder by making your size ranges so distorted from, what normal street clothes would be, like that would be really great. I know some brands are really working on it, but I do see that there's still a long ways to go, I think. I know one of the ones for me is just even with coverage in the butt area. And it's like you get a leotard and you think, okay, size chart says this should work, and you get it and it's like it technically fits. But then if you have any sort of booty, like 10 minutes into class, it's like ridden up so far that you're essentially wearing a thong under your ballet skirt. And you're like, great.
Yeah, that's something like, even if you do get the size that technically fits your body, you might not like how your body looks in it.
I really hope that things continue to shift and become truly size inclusive. But I think in the meantime, one of the things that I love about you and your account, your Instagram account, if you guys aren't following her on Instagram, you're missing out and you need to do it. I will put her information in the episode description. But you have really developed some creative ways of working around some of these challenges with inclusive sizing. And so I would love to get some of your secrets for how you do this, because I think so many people would benefit from these tips that you have and that you've implemented in your own dance wardrobe. Because when you look at the things that you wear on social media, it's like no one would even think that you've experienced challenges sourcing cute dance wear, because you have such cute stuff. But it's because you've developed these ways of kind of working around the dance wear limitations. So maybe we could talk about your tips for how you source ballet clothes.
Oh, absolutely. So in my mind, the ballet wardrobe staple has to be a leotard or bodysuit, one piece that will cover everything, so that I'm not tugging and pulling in class, and like I would with two pieces. So, well, I'm an absolute clothes horse, so I like to shop at all different places. I sign up for email addresses and I follow a whole bunch of brands on Instagram, and I just sort of take a look at what they're selling that could kind of fit that. So, for instance, my favorite is Samantha Pleat. They have beautiful bodysuits, and I love them because they're sort of double duty in that I can wear that leotard with jeans to work and then come home and take class and put tights over it. And also swimsuits. Swimsuits you can find much more readily available, especially now that, like here in the US, we're coming into spring and summer and those warmer months. If it fits, I mean, I feel okay saying, well, I can just put a sports bra under this if I need an additional layer of support. Then when I take a look at pretty much anywhere I shop, Target, Aerie, Urban Outfitters, just to name like a few, I have a lot more options to go off of. And also, like for warm-ups too, if it's cozy, by all means wear it to class. So
Yeah.
I have like a couple of Selkie sweaters, which is another favorite brand of mine. Their sweaters are so cozy. They have leg warmers that are also really cozy, and they have bathing suits, and I think they go up to like a 4X, and they just have like the most fun prints, and um, I'm always on the lookout for a sale, so I usually like put together a wish list
Love
of
that.
by different stores, and I kind of go, okay, I want to buy this, but like my budget says I cannot. But if I get an email from them saying like, oh, by the way, 20% off, I'm like, okay.
I love that. I love having a wish list because in some psychological way, it's permission, like you said, and when it does go on sale, I'm like, "Well, it was on the wish list.
Yes.
I've been a very good girl. I've waited for a sale, so here we go." I love that. But yeah, I love that you are utilizing different channels of getting your dancewear other than just the dancewear world because I think that opens up so many more possibilities for finding things and it's like I don't know why, but I think like a lot of us I wouldn't have even thought, "Oh, what about bathing suits?" Like there's so many beautiful one-piece bathing suits that are available out in the world and it's like that's essentially a leotard.
For everyone's personality or, favorite color scheme or what have you. Again, it's all about expressing yourself and picking pieces that spark joy for you. And when you think outside the box, you kind of go, wow, I do have more options. Maybe I do want the one with dinosaurs on it or this one that looks more like Marilyn Monroe. Like, why not? Wear it to class. It works.
Yeah, and we'll definitely put in the show notes links to specific brands that Maggie has tested on our behalf and can vouch for as far as quality and inclusive sizing, all those things. I'll put together a little list in the show notes because I think that'll really help with giving people kind of a place to start. It is nice. I mean, with this whole ballet core trend that's been happening over the last couple years, it's like non-dancewear brands are selling leg warmers or sweaters that just have more of a ballet aesthetic to them. And so it's nice that that's kind of expanded what's available.
Yes, it's exploding and it's fantastic. I see stuff at like Free People and like Anthropology. I'm like, oh my gosh, does that have the New York City Ballet logo on it? Oh my gosh.
Yes, I
It's
know.
ballet, so I'm gonna wear it for ballet, so it's from a separate wish list.
It's totally fine. That totally counts. I love it. So maybe now we could talk about styling because this is such a fun part of ballet dressing in general is figuring out ways to really express your individuality through your clothing. And this is another area that I think you have some really fun tips. So maybe you can kind of share some of your favorite styling methods. I love one of the things I love about being an adult dancer is that we don't usually have restrictions. If you're in a studio, a lot of times, there might be restrictions for the younger ones where they have to wear black leotard, pink tights, but for their adult classes, it's kind of whatever you want. If you train online, you can wear whatever you want. So sky's really the limit when it comes to styling. So we'd love to hear some of your favorite styling tips.
Absolutely. One thing I like to do is just sort of figure out like what is going to be my base layer. Like once I've warmed up and I'm in the middle of class, what is the look that I want to go for? Sometimes it's I want to go for something like maybe I want to show up to class personifying like Audrey Hepburn or something like that. So in my head I'm going, okay, my base layer is going to be black and have some polka dots, and what kind of lipstick would she use? What kind of jewelry would she have worn? And so that sort of helps dictate like how I'm feeling, but I sort of check in with myself and how do I feel? What do I want to project? What am I going for? How is my outfit going to help me be my best self and show up for myself in the best way? So usually that means lots of layers. This means pulling out my sweaters. If it's cozy, put it on. It's a warm up. I've used shawls that like my grandmother made me.
I
for
love
her.
that though. That's so fun because I think we sometimes get in a rut where we think only our dance clothes
Yeah,
can be worn to dance.
exactly. And no, anything can be worn if as long as it doesn't defeat the purpose. Like if your teacher can still see your leg, as long as you're not covering up anything that would potentially impede your ability to learn.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I've used shawls before, shorts. Lately, I've been into shorts and tights more than I have been into skirts, but I've worn skirts from, again, some of my favorite brands just because it felt like the right accompaniment. And sometimes if we're in that plus size rut where your only options are like basic, boring leotards, think about jewelry. Think about what would fit the outfit that would be comfortable and not detract from you. So I often want to wear necklaces, but I think, well, if I'm turning, that's going to be really a challenge. Or if I do a combre forward, like,
Yeah, it like hits you in the chin, the face. I've definitely done that before where I'm like, it's that exact right length that it goes over your chin and gets in your mouth, and you're like, oh, this is a little too long to be wearing first.
oh yeah. And so like jewelry, earrings that will fit. And for me, what I'm really into now is my red lipstick. I don't usually wear a lot of makeup, but I will wear my red lipstick just because when I put it on, I'm like, I like this person when I look in the mirror. This person is sassy, she's cool, she's fun. And that's how I want to show up to class. I want to have that aura.
Yeah, I'm loving the red lipstick vibe
Oh.
that you've been giving lately. It has been so like I noticed, I think right when you started in your videos, I was like, oh yes, I like that red lip for ballet. Like that is inspiring. I want to try that because it's very. I think I would love to talk more about what you're saying at the beginning about almost like coming to class as the personification of a character, like how you wanna feel like I wanna channel kind of an Audrey Hepburn vibe today because I think there's something really fun in that for adult dancers specifically who may not get the opportunity to perform or to have that kind of performative aspect of their dancing. And I think a really fun way to tap into some of that is in like what you're doing of what do I want to, what's the vibe I want to bring to class today, and almost taking class as the opportunity to like infuse performance qualities, if that
It
makes sense.
absolutely is that. I find like, especially on days when I'm like, oh man, I don't, I'm kind of tired. I don't know how I'm feeling. I just think like, okay, today we're going to be Carrie Bradshaw. How's Carrie Bradshaw going to show up to class? What kind of vibe is she going to have? How would I do this port de bras if I was this character? What kind of pose would I do at the end of a combination as this particular character? And it somehow becomes more fun and exciting and different because who you are and how you would show up to class is different than these other characters. So you get to experiment with different, I don't know, different techniques or different styles of doing something basic as, maybe a combre forward. It's like a totally different experience. Love any opportunity to do that because it's different. It's like a performance in a way.
Yeah, I think it taps into something, like I said, that a lot of us don't get, which is that ability to put on the costume and the stage makeup and go out and be something else and express. Like, we don't get that as adults a lot of times. And so, coming to class with that same mentality, I think is a really fun way to take a piece that we don't often get and just like give it to yourself.
Yeah.
Like I
It's
may
like
not have an opportunity to perform. I'm going to make class my stage.
exactly. It's like taking the dress up to a whole new level because like that's what getting dressed for ballet kind of is for me. It's like playing dress up.
Yeah, it's such a fun way to infuse whimsy and romanticizing your day-to-day life. I think there's something in that of like a lot of us work jobs and have kids, families, whatever, and like we don't get to play and like not every other aspect of our lives is exciting and sexy all the time. It's like you have to do laundry, you have to cook dinner, you have to go to work, you have to do these things. But if in that hour and a half of class, you can have play, like you said, or whimsy and romanticize your life in that way of like, wow, I get to put on a beautiful outfit or red lipstick and something that makes me feel good and move my body in a way that's graceful and makes me feel beautiful and strong. More of that, please.
Yes.
It's funny. I was actually thinking, I was like, I want to talk to her about her red lipstick and you brought it up. So what is your go-to red lip product right now? Because it's fabulous and it looks like it does stay on very well.
Oh my gosh. So this is me gushing. I literally have it right here. Part of the reason why I love the red lips so much is I was like really into rockabilly and vintage for a while, and that red lip is just so distinctive and fantastic. And I found the one that just speaks to my soul. Uh,
Love that.
and it's perfect. It is, to me, it is perfect. It's the Pat McGrath matte stance in Elroy.
Okay. We'll put it in the show notes.
Okay. Yes. What I love about it is it wears so beautifully. I don't have to wear a lip liner with it. And like I said, I'm not really a makeup person. I appreciate it, I value it, but this is my one splurge.
It almost looks velvety.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's how it feels, but it's like that's how it looks on Instagram and on camera. It's like very velvety looking. And I'm like, ooh, that's a really nice shade. So we'll definitely link that because I think there's something going on with the red lip thing. Like I think you're onto something for red lip for ballet. I'm like, can we make this a thing? I want red lips in ballet class to like start becoming a trend because it's so fun and so pretty and why not?
Yeah, it's so striking, and it's just like another level of fun, of whimsy. And I've spent years looking for like the perfect one, and I found it.
Found it. She's got it, guys. She's got it. She's going to share it with us. We'll put it
Yes.
in the in the show notes. Okay, so next question, I would love to hear your take on ballet tights because we've talked about leotards, talked about warm-ups, accessories. So, do you have any brands that you really like for tights?
Oh, absolutely. I just uh, put in an order and I got some jewel dancewear tights. I think they're called their meshies. I want them in every color
Mhm.
and I want them in shorts. I just love them. They're so comfortable in like the waistband. And like I'm a person who doesn't like to wear tights. And so it doesn't feel like I'm wearing tights. I just feel like very supported and beautiful. And I love the seam down the back. Oh,
Yes, I love the seam on the tights, and I find they're a very when I got my first pair, the thing that I was like, "Oh," is they're a very different material than
yes.
normal tights. They're a little bit thicker and not as stretchy, but I don't mean that in a bad way. They're just they hold a little more almost like compression, and I like the way that you feel held
Oh,
in them.
exactly. And actually, when I first started ballet, I was maybe like a size 8 or 10, and I actually had a pair in their XL, which is their largest size, and they fit nice, they fit fine. And that's the same size that I wear now as a size 14, and I feel great in them. Are they a bit of a struggle to get on? I mean, yeah, but like tights.
Yeah.
That's par for the course. But I just feel so beautiful and sexy. I know that sounds weird to say about tights, but I like how I feel in them. I like how I dance in them.
I
Yes.
agree. Yeah, there's some sort of magic in those
Yes.
tights. I always feel good when I have them on. I think part of it is the seam up the back. There's something about that back seam that's just a little like makes you just feel good. I don't know. I love them. And I love that they're doing shorts now. Did you order a pair of the shorts?
No, I
Not
couldn't.
yet.
It's like they're all sold out in my size, so I'm waiting for
Okay.
them in stock. But then I'm gonna like buy all of the colors.
Yeah. And I'm so glad to see that they are an inclusive brand because kind of how we're talking about at the beginning about how a lot of brands, the sizing is so off from street sizing. I think Jewel is one of the few brands that with their tights, they are much more accurate to normal clothes and it makes their range of sizes much more inclusive just because they are more true to size.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see them expand more. But I am a very solid like XL in my normal street clothes. So to have that as my size, it's like, this is my size.
Maybe to kind of close out, we could do a little rapid fire-ish questions as far as some of your personal favorites, your personal preferences. So I had not planned to do this, so I'm literally gonna just think of these questions as they pop into my mind. So here we go. Okay, your favorite brand that is not a dancewear brand, but that you source dancewear from?
Absolutely Samantha Pleat.
Samantha Pleat. Okay, we will link her. And is that bodysuits or bathing suits or both?
Both.
Both, okay.
They don't have a lot of bathing suits, but they have a very good amount of bodysuits, and they are just so fantastic. And some of them have snaps at the crotch and some don't, but we're pros at this point. We know how to get in and out of a leotard. We're fine.
Also, too, sometimes I'm like, snaps are really handy. Sometimes, especially if I'm taking class in person at a studio and you have to go to the bathroom mid-class, trying to wrestle a sweaty leotard off of yourself is like one of the worst things imaginable. Like being in a public restroom, like fighting for your life to get out of a sweaty leotard so you can pee is truly awful. And I'm like, why do we not have I'm like, we're living in the era of iPhones and ChatGPT, and I'm like, we need to be able to pee more effectively.
Please.
It's like, what is happening right now? Like,
And then when you add zippers onto it, I'm like, oh, I'm just screwed. Because half the time I just have like my husband sit me up.
yes, trying to reach around the back, unzip yourself from a straight jacket, essentially, because that's what it's turned into once you start sweating a little bit. You're like, it's stuck to me. I can't get it off. And sometimes, like, I don't know what this is. I'm one of those people that if I can't get something off, I immediately click into this like claustrophobic panic mode where I start just struggling in a way that's completely nonsensical and is not, yeah, ineffective, not helping. And I'm just like, like flailing, trying to get off. And I literally have to tell myself to calm down and
Yes.
rationally get out of the leotard, not just flail harder. So
I literally have to talk to myself as like as like my son. I'm like, okay, let's take a deep breath. Okay, let's one arm. Let's start with one arm. Let's see how we go.
so funny. Oh gosh. Okay, so now on the flip side of that, what is your favorite dancewear brand that you feel offers great options?
I love Lucky Leo's prints. I love the styles, but I'm gonna have to say Capezio actually because
Oh,
I love not only that they have, a size inclusive chart, their models are all different sizes, colors, shapes. Like they are all across the map. And so it was so beautiful for me to go to the website and go, this is what this leotard looks like as someone who's athletic and plus size. And so it's easier for me to go, this
yeah.
will look nice on me.
I really hope that brands will start to understand like the marketing power
Yes.
of seeing people with not the traditional preteen, pre-professional body in their clothing. I think that as the adult ballet community is growing and we are becoming a pretty large customer base for dancewear brands, I
Absolutely.
really hope that the models also start to shift into more size inclusive, more variety of looks and shapes and sizes, and like I just think that that will be such a great thing to see. And I'm really happy to hear actually that Capezio is one of those brands, because to be honest, I would have thought it wouldn't be one of the more traditional brands, like Block, Capezio, the ones that have kind of been around forever and still very much cater to the professional, pre-professional. I'm actually surprised to hear that. So that's cool. Good job, Capezio.
Yes. You done good.
We approve. So, other than your red lipstick, which we have talked about, what is your favorite accessory to throw on for class?
This is going to be controversial, but
Love
I
it.
have a pair of knit hot pants that I love, and they are my favorite. And I usually will wear shorts underneath, like I'll have tights and like actual short shorts like underneath it, but they're so cute, and like strangely hot pants are coming back, or like I'm seeing them more and more, and I'm like, these are so freaking cute because they're knit. They're warm, they're cozy, and, I can take them off and still have something underneath it. So I'm not like, my cheeks aren't hanging out.
The struggle is real.
Yeah.
Struggle is real.
Most of us in ballet, we have some booty, so
Yeah, I've purchased little warm-up shorts from ballet brands before, and I'm like, this is not covering it. Like, this was not made for someone with a butt. Oh, it's so funny.
that's
So
before you start dancing. Like,
totally. Word.
yeah, it's gonna.
You combre forward and everything rides up even more. You're like, I apologize. Everyone is staying behind me. You've got more than you paid for today. I'm sorry. Bye.
In a show.
Oh, I love that. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this conversation as much as we did. I had such a fun time talking about this, and I just so appreciate, Maggie, your time and your advice, and even just what you're doing over on Instagram in the adult ballet space. I think that you are just one of those people that's contributing so much fun and love and encouragement into that community. So fun to know you personally and to get to do this episode with you. And where can people follow you if they're not already?
My handle is Magavellian. That's mostly where I am. I do have a TikTok, but I don't normally update there. So yeah, find me on Instagram. Let me know. I'd love to follow your ballet story. I love watching people grow and develop and express themselves.
It is a good time over on Instagram in the adult ballet community.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're not in it, you should join. There's a lot of really wonderful, kind, supportive people in it.
So join us over on Instagram if you're not there. Follow Maggie. Make sure you're staying up to date with her journey, her wonderful fashion. You will get fashion inspiration. If you feel like you're in a fashion rut and you don't know what to wear, what to try next, go to Maggie's page. I'm going to link her page. We're also going to link the brands that we talked about. So yeah, if you are searching and looking for good options that are size inclusive, we will have all that linked in the show notes. So thank you guys so much. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to After Class.
Join the community on YouTube and Instagram, or come dance with us, our weekly Zoom classes for adult ballerinas like you.
Links included in the episode description. Special thank you to our sponsors.
See you next time after class. Podcast produced by Mission Bridge Media.